Well,
Listen,
now that we settled that you're a bottom once again, Chair, let's move on, and I think it's time to introduce our guest for tonight. Our guest is Scott from twitch.tv/RPGfancom, a avid JRPG lover. And if those of you are not familiar with Scott, well, we have a short clip right over here.
Frank's finally gonna get a decent weapon. Wah! There he goes. Wait. What? He did. He didn't take it out of the
Oh my god!
He get the best. He didn't take it out first.
Hello and welcome to the show, Scott.
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
I am doing absolutely great. I had ice cream before I came here, and I am excited to be here too.
Oh, what kind of ice cream did you have?
Beach day ice cream. It was delicious. Salted vanilla with like graham crackers.
Salted
I don't know how they do that. It's amazing.
vanilla?
It didn't sound like the graham crackers weren't like soggy or anything. They were amazing. Just fantastic ice cream.
I want this. That sounds good.
It does. It was very good.
Oh my goodness, Chair, have you had ice cream like that?
green.
Did Chair just yell cream and then disappear?
I think he did.
Did you cut out there, Chair? All of a sudden, Chair like just out of nowhere, it's like cream.
Wait, are you serious? I said I want ice cream.
It sounded like you just yelled cream and then disappeared, just like a creepy person sitting there all silent, like cream. Oh my goodness. Well, it's wonderful to have you on the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna open up with the basic questions here.
Sure.
What got you into streaming?
What got me into streaming?
Yeah.
Well, we were thinking about this is what, like, oh my god, now like 6 years ago, on the website, because we were working for the website for about 7 years now. I've been there. The website's been around for a long time. We were like, as a group, we were like, you know what, let's check out all the streaming stuff, because that's when Twitch was kind of becoming like semi pretty, you know, like popular with a lot of people. Like it was like 2015, I think, right around there. I mean, it was before. A lot of people using before that, but that's when people were really starting to get on the train, and we're like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And a bunch of us said sure, and we just started doing it. And then some people have left, some people have gone, some people have stopped, and I've just kept doing it since then.
Oh, I see. So RPGfancom. I keep saying RPGfancom because like that's the name of the Twitch channel.
The
so
Twitch
like
channel
goes in my head like that, but it's just RPGfan.com.
There you go.
When did the website start?
1998.
Whoa!
1998.
Whoa!
Yeah. 20
Man.
years. 20 years. More than 20 years now, I guess. Yeah, 23 years now.
And there's
Get
a
out
good
of here,
chance
many
I've been
years
going
ago,
to without even realizing back then.
Yeah.
Oh man! And so, but when did you say you started writing for it?
2014, I think. Right around there, I started doing news and stuff like that.
Oh.
I enjoyed it.
Do you cover news the way I cover news here on the show?
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be pretty interesting if I'd say the least, but
But you've been playing JRPG since like forever, right?
Forever. Since the late 80s. God, it's been so long. I don't remember. Like, I think the first one I played was probably Dragon Quest back in the day.
Whoa, okay. You know, I somehow managed to never play Dragon Quest until like a year or two ago.
Hey, they're not, you know what? People really love Dragon Quest, but they're very, you know, kind of niche games, and like even the JRPG space, it's very like a lot of people are like, yeah, it's just maybe too basic or too JRPG.
I think so.
That's understandable.
It's funny, they did the whole marketing where it's like Dragon Quest, you know, we can't use that name because that IP was used by something else. So they ended up calling it Dragon Warrior. And then, like, when I'm young, I'm like, I like JRPGs, let's do some fun stuff. And I see, like, the name Dragon Warrior. And I'm like, whatever, it's probably some, like, buff dude being a Dragon Warrior, I don't care. Not realizing, no, that's a JRPG, you would love it. Whoops, it had, like, total opposite effect. And what like typically happens, like, oh, we gotta rebrand it for the Americans, and I'm just like, whatever, I'm a weeb, I don't want that.
And there were so many, you know, Nintendo games that just came out that were like junk and stuff like that. I don't blame anyone for not picking it up back then. There were so many junky Nintendo games. Who knows? Dragon Warrior? What does that sound like? I agree with you.
And then just like, oh no, surprise, that's the game that inspired, oh, I don't know, 99% of the things you've played. Like, oh, okay. Which reminds me, I have to say, I do those itch bundles, and like some of the games that get recommended and stuff in there are all these like JRPGs and stuff that are like deconstruction of Dragon Quest, or like Dragon Quest, but a parody. And I'm just like, I'm starting to think there's more parodies of Dragon Quest now than there are sincere inspirations from Dragon Quest. Like,
makes a lot of sense.
Like, the parody deconstructions are now the oversaturated thing. Like, you became what you desired to mock. No parodies. You are the monsters.
Did it start with? I think it started with like Breath of Death and the Cthulhu Saves the World stuff, and then everybody would like, oh, this is really good, and they just kept going with that stuff. Now they're everywhere.
Oh, I still have. You know, I realized I think I have Cthulhu Saves the World in my Steam library. I've been meaning to play that at some point.
That's actually a good game. It's actually a good parody one.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it.
It's more modern than like Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it seems like that would be a lot of fun. What? All right, I'm gonna hit you with it. You ready?
Good. I'm ready.
What is your favorite JRPG?
You know, since I'm on this show, I'm just gonna say Saga.
Wow.
A little bit of pandering going on here. I can
There's
respect
a reason
that.
why you're here.
Right?
Yes.
I can respect that, you know. Really, though, are the Saga games your favorites?
I love the Saga games. I don't know if they're my favorites. I mean, you got a limited Saga in there somewhere. I mean, they as much as there's some really amazing Saga games, you got some stinkers in that library.
Just sweep that under the rug, you know, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Just move it out the door. Different timeline. Doesn't exist. I think my favorite, definitely lately, the Trail series. When I started playing that series, it was like, and I got into it late. That was amazing. Those games are like everything you want from a JRPG and more.
Really?
Yeah, and they've only just recently like actually started coming out into the States, but they've been around since the late 2000s also.
Huh. Wasn't there a Super Nintendo Tales game or something?
No, not Tales. Trails.
Oh.
Trails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm
Oh yes, and I did that too. Don't
so
feel
bad
I
about that. I'm so bad about mixing up Trails and Tales.
Yeah.
Trails is the Fancom one, right?
Yes, that's Falcom, and they also make East.
Right. Well, East is the one I'm super familiar with. And playing like 8 different versions of East 1 because I'm a mad woman.
Those great games. They're amazing.
I gotta see all the differences. It's interesting.
I think I played at least 5 or 6 versions of East 1 also. Don't play the DS one if you played that one. Don't do that one. That one's terrible.
That's one of the few ones I've not touched.
I will play that then.
Oh no. Oh no. Chair. Bump combat, but you move with your DS controller. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Touchpad. Let's
Every
go.
DS game.
Oh man. But Tales, the only one I've tried is Tales of Berseria.
Now, the Tales games, yeah. Now we've been doing a lot of those lately because there's a new one coming out. Tales of Berseria, very good.
I think I have like 36 hours and I just didn't finish it. I I really should go back because like I liked it. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
they're JRPGs. They're long sometimes. I understand. Just put them down when you got to put them down.
It happens.
Just don't
it
forget where you're at.
happens.
Otherwise, you end up restarting them a lot, and that's everybody's problem.
No, it's okay. I'll just jump in and then watch every single skit that we have going, and I'll totally know what's going on then, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So you said you were playing the Trails games.
So we're playing the Tales games, but if you ask me what my favorite one was, it's definitely Trails.
Trails. Which Trails game do you love? Because I know there's Cold Soul.
Steel. They're all that's the best part about it is that whole series is just one series. It's just like one big game.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why it's like watching a really long TV. Like it's each season, and it just keeps going with different characters and other characters coming back, and it goes on for like 10 games now.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have to check it out at some point.
Fun.
I think I've seen things where the combat gets like kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's mostly turn-based though. It's all turn-based, so you don't have to worry about like it's not even like
Oh, that's
active time battle.
turn-based. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
think I mixed it up with Tails. Oh my god. Oh my god, I keep doing it. This is terrible.
Oh, what the?
I think something happened to Chair.
I'm
Oh, no.
dying.
Chair's
Oh
dying.
no! Oh no! The X-Chicken! No! The side effects from the X-Chicken! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, what's happening? I can't believe X-Chicken is making Chair melt.
Yeah,
Okay, we're good. We're good. Look,
he's alive.
X-Chicken is completely safe to consume. There are no provable side effects of X-Chicken. And, no, there's no meth in the chicken. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's highly addictive by itself. There's definitely no meth.
It's fine. It's fine. Big, don't worry about it. So you stream basically all RPGs.
All of them.
All of them.
Anything I want. Anything like. I don't usually stream Western RPGs because I feel like they're bad stream games, but everything else, I'll play just about anything.
Really?
Even the bad ones.
So
Yes.
what's an example of a Western RPG you think isn't a good stream game?
I think like things like Skyrim and stuff like that because they're fun games to play like one-offs and stuff like that when you're messing around with the mods and stuff like that. But then there's too much traveling between things and stuff, and you gotta sit there and talk for a long time with the audience when you're like trying to go from one town to the next town to pick up the quest or you get sidetracked. I mean those games are just sidetrack here, there, otherwhere, and then you never get where you go.
See, I would have guessed that the Western audience would just like eat up Skyrim streams or something like that. And
They
just be like,
probably
oh, they're
would.
doing wacky stuff. Ooh. Watch out. I'm a Viking who punches things. Let's go.
How long can that be entertaining though for?
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
point.
I mean, think about like when you're playing the game, like you're playing Skyrim or something like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play a new. Let's talk about Skyrim. It just came out again for the billionth time.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
But like you start up a game of Skyrim, like, oh, this time I'm definitely not gonna go sneaking around. I'm gonna sneak and be sneaking out. At the end of the game, you're just throwing magic at everybody and chopping people's heads off. You never stick with what you start with.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, honestly, I remember when I first played Skyrim many years ago, like around the time it actually came out first time, not like the 8 trillionth time. I saw some funny video about being a Viking and just punching everything and like just being fisticuffs, doing everything. And I'm like, ooh, I'll try this. This looks like fun. And so I started playing like an hour later. I'm just like, game's boring.
Yeah. So it's what gets to a lot of people. I mean, people love to do that stuff. It's a fun game.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
game. It just, it can get boring.
It
Understandable.
definitely wasn't for me. I'm definitely more a JRPG player. Like,
too.
Look,
Me too.
I'm a weeb. I can't deny this. There's
nothing
no
wrong with
getting
it.
away from it. I gotta dig into that stuff. But yeah, definitely for me, it's always Saga. How many of the Saga games have you played?
On stream or just in general? Because I played them all, I think,
Both.
myself.
Let's say both.
Let's say both. I played them all. I played every Saga game that's come out, at least in the West, or at least been like fan translated. On stream, we played The only ones we haven't played on stream are Romancing Saga, which is I want to play the PS2 one on stream eventually, and Romancing Saga 2, and Unlimited Saga because that game doesn't exist. That's in a different timeline, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I think the rest of them we have. We played Scarlet Grace. We played both Frontier games. We played. We haven't played the Game Boy Advance games on the Game Boy, not the Game Boy games on stream yet. That's something we should do. The Legends games, or Final Fantasy Legends.
Final Fantasy Legend.
I want to play those. I want to play those DS remakes one day.
The DS remakes are really good. It's really cool what they did with them because they're kind of still like. They're pretty close to being one-to-one recreations of the world, but just in 3D with more detail. But they added the extra things like the Threads of Fate combo system and some side quest stuff, and it's like kind of interesting.
That's
cool. Then trying to make the stats like better in the way they go up and different things like that. And it's pretty interesting. I really dig it. I heard Saga 3 is vastly different. Like because Final Fantasy Legend 3 was made by different people, and so it's probably the least Saga-like game of the Saga series.
Yeah, that was the first one I played a long time ago on the Game Boy. That was the first Saga game I played.
And that one's definitely like more traditional with level ups and stuff. And
yeah.
The DS remake, it's just a full-blown freaking Saga game. They totally revamped
They just
it.
deconstructed and rebuilt it, so it's just complete, utter, chaos.
Yeah, like it follows the plot. It has the characters. You still like transform to the different like levels of robot or monster that you want to go and all that cool stuff. And they're like, all right, time to Sagify all this. Let's go. We're going all the way, baby. I've heard nothing but good things, so I really want to play that too.
You got 14 stats, but only 3 of them matter.
Oh my goodness! Like I love that in the game. It's just like you have the charm stat in Saga Frontier. What's that good for? Charming enemies. Anything else? No.
Who could do that? One character, but it's not a good move.
they got there's this spell mystics have, and then there's probably like a monster skill somewhere.
Maybe.
I still love that Loot's stat growth for everything is abysmally low except charisma. Loot has the highest charisma in the game. No ability to charm anyone to speak of whatsoever. Doesn't have it, but it has the highest charisma growth because the idea of Loot is that Loot's a charismatic guy who like kind of ends up getting other people to fight for him. So you just don't put him in your party.
Yeah,
he's the main character who doesn't have to be in the main party, and it's like, oh, he just convinces everyone to go with him because he's so charismatic.
I play my little Loot everywhere, and then everyone else will fight for me.
And I just love that, like, mechanically, they're like, let's, like, that mechanically reflect that. So it's just this useless fucking stat for him, but, like, it just makes sense lore-wise, and I'm just like, all right, I can respect this. It's silly, but I respect it. Oh, man, I love Saga.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
How has RPG fan treated Saga in the past, would you say?
We've had multiple interviews with Kazuawa, and then we just did the whole oh my god, I wish I could bring that up. The Saga people always reach out to us for some reason. They always reach out to us. And we always get a lot of interviews with them because a lot of other major sites don't. I don't think they get Saga. We have Patrick Gaines on our website, who's he's a bigger Saga fan than I am. So anything that's Saga, he eats it up, and he knows everything about music. He's just a fountain of knowledge.
Fantastic.
When it comes to Saga.
Sounds great. That's really cool that you get to interview Kawazu and all that. I must have read some of them then. My goodness.
Oh yeah, I think we actually did one like I want to say we did one for when Romance and Saga came over. Not the Romance Saga. I'm sorry. Saga Riva Universe. A mobile game, because they reached out to us then. I think too.
That's
not
really
misremembering.
Awesome. It's a shame because I just feel like because growing up, a limited amount of JRPGs came over here. People just have their perception of what a JRPG should be, and it's just the games they know, and it's like a handful of them. So when something comes over and it's different, they're just like, it's different.
Yeah, I think that was the problem with Saga Frontier and why people didn't like it, because it was just so radically different than Final Fantasy, right? That's the that's the go-to standard for like every JRPG, especially back then in the 90s and the 2000s. Like, oh yeah, if it's not like Final Fantasy, the casual audience really kind of doesn't like want to play it, or just gets bored. It's different. But I mean, I love that stuff, so I eat that stuff up, which is why I love Saga Frontier and Saga Frontier 2 back in the day.
The interesting thing too is that like I've seen so many people recently totally bounce off the structure of Saga Frontier and like think it's so weird because like the story beats kind of play out like episodes of a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They even have the next screens that are almost like commercial breaks or something, which is great.
Yeah, they don't spend too much time on like on this. Like, it's like watching a 30-minute like I guess or an hour like special on something. It's just like you get a nice little chunk of the story, and then it just says, "Yep, continue somewhere else." And you get to like kind of plays off with at the ending. It's like, hey, this could happen, or doesn't really continue it, but I feel you.
It's like it moves off to the next episode, and I've seen people just be so confused by that, and it's just like, I don't know. I never really, it just kind of clicked for me. Like I kind of like, oh, I get what they're doing. This is cool.
Yeah,
I like
the
this.
episodic stuff. Makes it like so you don't have to get too involved in some things. Also,
there is that. There's also some I find there to be issues with some translations.
That's fair. That's fair.
Where you have some like nonsense conversations and you're like, what the hell just happened? And it's like, it was 1997.
Was trying to think of the and I think that's also why a lot of people actually didn't finish that game too, or a lot of didn't finish any of the scenarios, because you got to figure out what you got to do next, and if the game kind of doesn't tell you what to do next, you kind of get a little confused, right?
Yeah.
And the translation doesn't help.
Was that your experience, Chair?
Yes. Vox, I was running in circles. So it's at least 50% of what I said in like one of the streams was, where do I go?
Cause Chair, it's your adventure. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, you can do what you want.
Where do you want to go? What do you want to explore? Look at all that freedom you have, Chair. Don't you love freedom?
Vox, that would work if it wasn't Jrpg tables.
That is true.
Jrpg tables is okay. Where's the next objective? Let's beat this now. Let's speed run.
Chair's
speed run.
To give an idea of how Chair plays, Chair was playing Terranigma, and Chair would go into brick walls of enemies because Chair would avoid as many enemies as possible. Chair would spend more effort trying to avoid enemies than it would take to just kill them and have more stats and go through it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And would just waste more time through their method, just being stubborn, like, I gotta try to skip everything. Oh man, why do I do 1 damage?
And then crosscode. Why can't I beat this boss? Oh, I didn't know items exist.
He's running around naked. Oh, okay, this might be helpful. It drives me nuts sometimes watching Chair play some certain RPGs. Yeah, Chair loves them. Chair still loves them, right?
Yes, very.
There you go. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, that's all that matters.